Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Tatooine. Did you see it? Of course. You must have. The Force is strong with us both. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. Perhaps, though that would have been tens of thousands of years in the past. Now there's nothing but the howling emptiness of the Dune Sea. The star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Tatooine's just a desert planet. I hear the mining isn't going so well. I bet the colony gets abandoned before long.
Well, that's all I can think of, at any rate.
You got it.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Czerka Corporation stands ready to serve, after some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this. The immediate benefit is access to these very docking facilities. This is the only port in Anchorhead. Once you've paid, we will offer trade services as well. We're not unreasonable, we just want to cover expenses. That would be unfortunate. Czerka Corporation can't afford to extend credit. Everyone pays. That's the rule. I assure you that the fee is non-negotiable. We have a very thin margin of profit on this world. That does make sense. I suppose I could let it go this time. We need the business. This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration, so we can serve you better when you return. Now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on services. Is this visit business or pleasure? There isn't much to tell. It's a very old planet, well past its prime. Czerka Corporation is the only company with any interest in it. It's not a very pretty world, but there is opportunity here if you know where to look. Very little. There are hints that it might once have been a lush world, but I can't picture it as anything but a desert. Native sentient species have no records going back that far. That was hundreds of years ago, maybe thousands. Of course, the native species are not very willing to tell anyone anything. They're barely more than animals. The site is quite old. From the look of it, it's been settled before. Czerka Corporation claimed it only a few decades ago. Some other corporation that went under, probably. Not a lot of records are kept about backwater places like this. The Sand People. They're vicious and attack outsiders on sight. More animal than anything, really. Maybe they know the history of Tatooine. Maybe they don't. Impossible to tell. They won't cooperate. Not personally, but they've given Czerka Corporation a rough time. It's hard enough mining this rock without suffering random attacks. I think the company has even put a bounty on them, but I'm sure not going to try for it. The Jawas are scavengers, and a bit primitive. Hard to understand. They have an affinity for droids. Some of our scientists believe that they may not be native to the planet, but how they got here, they may not even know. As I said, they're hard to understand. They usually end up slaves to the Sand People. They aren't fighters. Good traders, though. I can't really get into that. It hasn't been a very smooth operation. I shouldn't get into it. It's common knowledge, so there's no harm in telling you. It's a tale of bad business. You see, Czerka Corporation staked their claim to this planet based on some very promising geological surveys. Unfortunately, that information was incorrect, and possibly even an attempt at sabotage by a rival company. Not totally barren. There were a few good years of mining, and limited operations are still in place. But the ore is flawed. It has peculiar properties. They've had to look at other forms of business. Czerka Corporation has really tried to hide this, but it just seems that Tatooine metal is unfit for effective manufacturing. I would imagine that this outpost will eventually be abandoned. Nobody is making any money here. Of course, this rock may have been settled a few times, so look for some other company to get stuck with it. Pursuits that appeal to the casual traveler. There are some fearsome native species that provide exciting hunting. There are also lengthy barren wastes that serve as fine swoop tracks. Attracting business has been slow, however. It depends on what level of risk you want to take. You could ask at the Czerka office if any bounties need collecting. That's in central Anchorhead. While you're at the office, ask for a hunting license so you can sell trophies to Faza in his lodge, just north of them. I suppose you could also take up swoop racing. Talk to the hut at the registration office by the track. That's in West Anchorhead. I can't say I know which of these jobs is the most dangerous. I stay away from all of them. That's not much information. Could you tell me more? You a digger? I've heard of ruins being found now and then, but they've always been stripped by sand people soon after. You're not going to get anywhere with them. I guess you could ask around, but I doubt you'll learn anything different. You could always ask a Jawa. It's hard to tell what they know. As you wish. If you need anything else, I'll be here.
Genchopa chawi tikchok twis yun kun. Watuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami no nok.
I'm Bastila, yes. I take it that you know my mother?
Bona na kachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kum kiba bu mulera. Kakin chak nawagawa bakon. Donk kiba nukunek. Tonga buk sha nagnong.
Is there something I can do for you, miss? As you can see, we're in quite a hurry.
Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wanakum bes. Chi pala mulek. Tong ki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest. Uf mala ni bokurk.
My mother's condition?
Ti umpa do punta krita. Ak ti konto ona chabachisa wanki. Ti toki grantu kon chichan kun green kanchan tu pro. Bok wala no bok cha. Nichi konchuva kin lorta ikakun.
I've not seen my mother since I joined the Order. Do you know what's happened? Did she say anything about my father?
Genchopa chawi tikchok twis yun kun. Watuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami no nok.
I see. Where did you meet her? Do you remember?
Shachika don mulaka watayuma ka wamahona nek. Ashanti don unumani patoka. Wana kuna best chinga pala multonki.
Part of me would rather not see her at all. But if she is really sick, well, we shall see.
Papuelta, Colo Luz, Ivan Debut, Ikel y Remote. Puntasta Czerka. Ustakel Chief. Kolotufta. Papuelta. Kolotuf Divan Rebut. Ikelti Remote. Papuelta. Kolotuf Divan Rebut. Ikelti Remote. Tuftadan Kelva. Hoisidan Kelva. Tudun Tuf Black Van Dibo Kelva. Hoisidan Kelva. Badinogan Kelva. Papuelta. Kolotuf Divan Rebut. Ikelti Remote.
Please, will you help me? I have nothing left. Oh, thank you. I don't have anywhere else to turn. If you're down and out on Tatooine, you're on your own. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, will you buy it? I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please, I'm worried about having it. They're so rare. No? But you looked... I'm sorry, I thought you looked equipped like a hunter. Are you sure you're not going to be getting a license? I mean, you don't look like a farmer, and the only way to be allowed out of Anchorhead is to get a hunting license. Czerka Corporation sells them out of their office just south of here in the center of Anchorhead. That's where my husband got his. I think they charge 200 credits, but they've been known to make exceptions. Please, no one else will help. Will you help after? I'll try to answer what I can. It's the bone plate from the head of the desert raid. My husband was so proud when he found it. He had just started hunting. He said he felt sure the next hunt would bring in more, so we waited to sell this one. Then he never came back. We spent everything on my husband's hunting gear. We hoped that the sport would support us. We hoped. Whoever killed him took everything. All I have left is this desert raid plate. We thought we were so lucky when he brought it home. If I could sell it, the kids and I could get out of here. Maybe buy passage to Coruscant? I don't know. I still can't believe he's gone. What do you want to know? His name was Ward Fizark. He used to work in the mines, but they scaled back last year. He was new to hunting, but he was a good fighter. He used to be a soldier. We spent everything on his gear. After a few trips, he didn't come back. Guards say his sandcrawler crew found his body stripped of everything. Nobody saw anything, and most of the other hunters never even knew him. He had just started. I don't trust any of them. But those Gamorreans, they just laugh when they see me. I think they did it. It doesn't matter. There's no justice on Tatooine. I don't care what happens to them. I just need credits. I've got to think about my family, not those vicious pigs. Will you buy it? I can't sell it myself. They're worth more than 500 credits. I don't know. How could I be sure you would come back? Are you sure you can't buy it? Please. I guess I don't have much choice in the matter. Here, I'll trust you with it. I'll be here. Please don't take too long. I need the credits. Maybe we can get started again. Maybe.
Papuelta. Kolotuf Divan Rebut. Ikelti Remote. Puntasta Czerka. Ustakel Chief. Kolotufta. Papuelta. Kolotuf Divan Rebut. Ikelti Remote. Anchorhead Canonical. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Uhdasta Czerka. Uftakel Kis. Kolotufta. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Uhdasta Czerka. Uftakel Kis. Kolotufta. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Uhdasta Czerka. Uftakel Kis. Kolotufta. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Uhdasta Czerka. Uftakel Kis. Kolotufta. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Uhdast. Uftakel Kis. Uhdasta Czerka. Uhdast. Uftakel Kis. Uhdasta Czerka. Uhdast. Uftakel Kis. Uhdasta Czerka. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Uhdast. Uftakel Kis. Uhdasta Czerka. Uhdast. Uftakel Kis. Uhdasta Czerka. Uhdasta Czerka. Uftakel Kis. Kolotufta. Uhdast. Uftakel Kis. Uhdasta Czerka. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo. Uhdasta Czerka. Uftakel Kis. Kolotufta. Uhdast. Uftakel Kis. Uhdasta Czerka. Papuilta. Kolotuf Ivan Webu. Ikelti Rimo.
La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mira rabes. Kuya mi jus kuna chitanai. Ina kun ba ma rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Hindi hanggang chipong kabi.
Her mother was supposed to be here somewhere. Ask if they've seen her.
La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mira rabes. Kuya mi jus kuna chitanai. Ina kun ba ma rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Hindi hanggang chipong kabi.
We should try to find her. I doubt she wants to be kept waiting.
Yatuka unwan kinkuna ba murira rachikun. Mucha shakpanpa.
Something you want? I don't have a lot of time for talk, so please, make it quick. All right, then. I'm not sure what I could say to interest you. I just work on the crawlers. I repair the sand crawlers when they return from the mines. They get pretty banged up, even without the attacks. The sand people attack them pretty regularly. Czerka Corporation is getting pretty sick of it, I hear. They've offered bounties on sand people for a while now, but few hunters take them up on it. Too dangerous. Try at the Czerka offices right here. They'd know. Oh, the big crawlers head out at dawn. That's so they avoid the bigger predators. The raid, I mean, doesn't help avoid the sand people, though. They attack pretty regular, no matter what Czerka Corporation tries. Well, it's a hole in the galaxy as far as I'm concerned. I doubt this outpost will last much longer. But that's happened before and will happen again. Anchorhead has been resettled a few times now. Well, Tatooine fools people. It looks like it might have a good supply of resources, but it doesn't. Before a company learns this, they've already set up communities to support operations they now can't afford. The company pulls out, cities dry up, and after a few years, someone that doesn't know why it failed tries again. No one is. I guess it looked like a promising mining planet, but the metal, I tell you, it just isn't right. I've been a mechanic my whole life. I've never seen anything corrode as fast as Tatooine metal. It's why whoever was here before left, and why Czerka will leave, and why whoever comes next will leave. All right then, back to work, I guess.
Laboda ni winki smack toma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mrira ra bes. Uba batu goji. Tong non bong chang nung yang. Tong patok smack delia. Kuyabi jus kuna jiktanai. Ina kun mama rulira ra chikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. Laboda ni winki smack toma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mrira ra bes.
Can I help you? These are the offices of the Czerka Corporation. I trust you have business with the company. If this is about employment, I'm afraid all regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting licenses. Griff? There's no Griff here. Never heard of him. No, I don't remember a single Griff on the Czerka Corporation payroll. Oh, you mean that Twi'lek? Must have slipped my mind for a second. Yes, of course I remember Griff. We hired that Twi'lek some time ago. Not a good worker, according to his crew chief. Always complaining and faking injuries to get out of work. He entered false timesheets and slept through his shifts. We even suspected him of stealing Czerka Corporation supplies, although we could never prove it. We would have fired him, but we needed workers. It would have been better for him if he had been fired. Then the Sand People wouldn't have gotten him. He was lost in a Sand People raid we suffered not too long ago. There were prisoners taken, but our rescue parties never found anyone alive. In the end, it just wasn't cost-effective to keep searching. All miners sign a waiver absolving Czerka Corporation of liability in these circumstances. Czerka Corporation cares deeply for all of its employees. That's why we've started a bounty program to thin the Sand People numbers. We didn't find his body, so we have to assume he was taken prisoner. Whether he's still alive, I couldn't say. That's all I can tell you. I shouldn't even have said this much. This is all privileged corporate information. I could lose my job. As I said, all employees have signed waivers absolving Czerka Corporation of any financial liability if this occurs. It is the industry standard. I suppose you could apply for special dispensation from the Czerka Corporation representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours only, please. Very well, though I do have work to get back to. As I said, we are no longer selling them. There are too many people cavorting about outside the walls as it is. With the downturn in mining, people want any chance at credits they can get. Most wouldn't survive a day, let alone qualify as hunters. The last license issued before the ban was given to a woman named Marlena Venn. She'll do fine. She had a mean streak a parsec wide. She also paid double. Exceptions like this are rare, unless it suits the company to offer them. We use them to ensure that only people judged fit by Czerka Corporation are allowed outside the city. We don't allow casual exploration because of legal concerns. Czerka Corporation takes no responsibility for loss of life on the dunes. It's just so we can keep track of people. No one leaves the city without a Czerka hunting license. Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you agreed to perform a task for us. It's similar to hunting. The Sand People are becoming a problem. They destroy our sandcrawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe is the worst. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains. Which would you rather have dumped on your office floor? Besides, they're ceremonial weapons, unique to each warrior. It's just as good. Excellent. Now, just so we understand each other, this is an enforceable contract. Czerka Corporation takes this very seriously. Here's your license, and a few directions. We believe one of their enclaves is in the far south of the Dune Sea. You might try following one of our sandcrawlers. They're regularly attacked. I wouldn't mind you escorting them. Very well, though I do have work to get back to. Of course. Czerka Corporation records are available at our representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please. For your needs here, we maintain a fully stocked storehouse. Speak with Greta Holda about any purchases. Certainly. Please pose your questions to the representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please. I suppose you're right. It's not like you can't tell the state of things just by looking around. Mining operations here have not been a success. The ore is substandard, and there's less of it than surveys indicated. With the Sand People raids on top of it all, it's no wonder this planet has been abandoned before. No one knows. There are odd energy fluctuations on this planet, but they defy analysis or explanation. But the effect is obvious. Ore taken from Tatooine is useless for construction. It degrades incredibly fast. Word is getting out about it, too. We're running out of buyers. Czerka Corporation is not doing well here. The company would be foolish to stay. It will be costly, but in the end, leaving will be cheaper than staying. I imagine all the heavy equipment will be abandoned. It's not worth shipping out things like sandcrawlers. Maybe the Jawas will find a use for them when we're gone. That's a laugh. We can't ignore evidence that Anchorhead was settled more than once before, and abandoned each time. There's probably a century between each attempt, just long enough for records about why it failed to disappear. The Jawas scavenge ancient tech all the time. It's a remote world. Who knows what's here? Very well, though I do have work to get back to. I assume that by out of the ordinary, you're referring to the destruction of Terrace? That is all anyone is talking about. I'm afraid Czerka Corporation is not offering any comment on those events. We wouldn't wish to anger the participants. Czerka Corporation policy is not subject to your approval. It is a sound business model. Save us your commentary. If you're looking for local events, I suggest you go to the swoop track, one of the few leisure industries on Tatooine. There was also a Jawa here earlier, saying something about needing help. I think he's out by the city gates. I can't be more specific about what he wanted. Our droid translators had difficulty with the message. Farewell. Czerka Corporation welcomes your future inquiries.
La boda ni winkis matoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mura rabes. Kuyabi juskuna jitanai. Ina kun marulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. La boda ni winkis matoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mura rabes. Kuyabi juskuna jitanai. Ina kun marulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. Jawana bota ayuata honga chakanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topada bungwalia gando do nano chuchut. Musha papampa, bola wana chikne. Bamuli slemo boda wanga kun bes mulira rabes. Kuyabi juskuna jitanai. Ina kun marulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. La boda ni winkis matoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang monkek. Tok ninja mulira rabes. Kuyabi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mlira rabes. Kuyabi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mlira rabes. Kuyabi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mlira rabes. Kuyabi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. Kuyabi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mlira rabes. Kuyabi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihonkabi. La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mlira rabes.
Abuelta, Kolo Luz Ivan Rebut, Ikel Irimo. Abuelta, Kolo Luz Ivan Rebut, Ikel Irimo. Usta Czerka, Usta Kelkis, Kolo Luzta. Gloria, Anchorhead, Golubio. Bundas, Usta Kelkis, Usta Czerka.
Get lost, Tenderfoot. I hunt Desert Raid. I don't babysit. Well, you sure know how to get on my good side. You're just trotting out banthopats, but thanks all the same. My name is Doric Quinn. I'm a hunter. I hunt. Is that enough, or should I start listing my family birthdays? If I knew the best place, why would I tell anyone? It would be worth too much to me to let it get out. It doesn't matter anyway. This season has been dry for me, as it has for almost everyone. Perhaps someone else is holding out, but there's simply fewer raid out there. It used to be a one-on-one test. Hunter against hunted. Now people just want the credits. I could stomach maybe a pair or a team of hunters, but some now use battle droids. Where's the sport in that? That's not for me to say. I won't be a troublemaker in so small a community. You'll see. Hunt, and you will see. I've tracked wild beasts my whole life, but I've only been hunting here for 5 years. I've much to learn yet. There are hunters that go after the big kills, the crate dragons. I don't know how they do it. I never even see the things. Komad is the one I respect, but I also trust that the only difference between us is experience. I will learn. I don't go telling stories about other people. You want to know what they think? You go talk to them. One word, though. Watch yourself around the Gamorreans. Gurk and his buddies aren't to be trusted. Everyone else I respect because they have skill. Those guys, they go for easier prey. Just watch your back when you hunt. The dragons aren't the only dangers out there. If that's what you want, I'm not sure what you hope to get out of me, though. You'll have to ask around. Komad Fortuna is a much more experienced hunter than I am. He hunts far from Anchorhead. The local Jawas are a good source of information, even if it is hard to understand them. It may cost you, though. Good hunting.
Aw, jeez. I hope this doesn't take too long. Gamorreans like to throw insults around, but they just don't have the smarts for it.
What can I do for you? Did my wife send you? This ain't about credits, is it? Oh, of course. Who put you up to this, my wife? I meant what I said about having no credits. Hunting is a dirty and tough business. What can old Tanis tell you about it? There isn't any. Too many hunters, not enough prey. I can barely keep expenses covered. Maintenance on battle droids is expensive. Of course, it's better than going alone. What if I stumbled on a bunch of sand people? These solo hunters are crazy. What do I care? I need to eat. I also need to pay for parts so the wife can keep the droids running. It's all about the credits. Some guys will talk about honor and stuff, but they still sell their plates to Faza. I guess honor needs creds too. I suppose, but so what? When that resource goes belly up, I'll just move on. I'm just a wandering spirit, I guess. I'm not real popular with the others, but they just fool themselves. They're in it for the credits too. Too long, but it beats smuggling. You ever run into a Sith dreadnought in the desert? No, you haven't. Hell, I married her. No, seriously now. I had this friend that crossed Sith space and got stripped of everything. It's not like I have much now, I guess, but I still prefer sand people to getting ambushed on unproven trade routes. Ah, she doesn't understand me. You know the drill. It's not my fault. She knew who I was when she married me. Uptight and cold like my wife. They don't like me streamlining the hunt with droids. I don't fit in, but I don't let it bug me. The Gamorreans are different. Good rowdy drinking buddies. Kirk and his boys, they understand that hunting is a business. Of course they hunt other things than raid, too. Just don't turn your back on them. Ever. Nothing. Nothing at all. Just keep your eyes on them, that's all. Dorak is reasonable. Komad is a pain, but he keeps his distance. I can tell he doesn't like me much. Ask around the lodge if you want information about the other guys. I don't really talk to him much. Fine, whatever you want. Who knows the planet? I don't know. I guess the sand people. I'm usually running when I see them, though. Sure. My blood. They almost got me last year. Tore up 2 of my battle droids. Wife was mad about that. Took her weeks to fix. Where they got weapons to cut battle armor, I don't know. They act like animals, but they can surprise you. I don't know. Pick a dune and walk. They'll get you soon enough. Smart traders. They've salvaged and sold me my own damaged droids once or twice. They don't seem much I can understand. I think they're a little slow, but who am I to judge, huh? Good hunt.
These things are just looking for trouble. Be careful.
Czerka? Gino Mulera King Paija, Slimo Potuama? Mucho shak pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Takom jus dach miki grabar mogo. Kachi ita hodunga. Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya. Tong patukashmak talea. Tolpa da pongwale kando na guguchuchut. Kabadum ku pelio botenya. Bonanay kuchu. Hawaga boska chokola. Mucha shak panka. Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya. Tong patukashmak talea. Chikun ida hodonga, ikin kuno bamulera chikun. Slimo podona rundi hodonga kun kabe. Takom jus dach miki grabar mogo. Kachi ita hodonga. Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya. Tong patukashmak talea. Hakupa Czerka? Gino Mulera King Paija, Slimo Potuama? Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya. Tong patukashmak talea. Takom jus dach miki grabar mogo. Kachi ita hodunga. Mucho shak pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Mucho shak pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya. Tong patukashmak talea. Takom jus dach miki grabar mogo. Kachi ita hodunga. Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya. Tong patukashmak talea. Mucho shak pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Takom jus dach miki grabar mogo. Kachi ita hodunga. Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabung siya nununya, tong patukas magtalea. Mucho siya pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Takom justach miki grabalmogo. Kachi ita hodunga. Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabung siya nununya, tong patukas magtalea. Mucho siya pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Takom justach miki grabalmogo. Kachi ita hodunga. Jedo badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabung siya nununya, tong patukas magtalea.
You're back. Please, have you sold the plate I gave you? My children and I are counting on the credits. You have? Did Faza give you a good price? How much did you get for us? 700 credits. Oh, thank you. It is more than generous of you. I don't know what to say. I just don't.
Wow. Sometimes helping people feels pretty good, you know?
Thank you for helping this woman. It may not seem like such a great thing to you, but you are making a difference.
For whatever it means, may the Force be with you. You saved us.
Ako Czerka. Chino mulera king pajak snima poituana. Rundi hautonga tong kimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamul kunhungkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes tonga bukshaunenong. Kava volpamulsli. Kumanabak mulira. Juni yun tunjichi ay fatwana. Kavavul pamujwe. Kumana. Lagoda na rinkis matona. Inkin slimo podona mulira chikun. Nova rundi hatunga kuhunkabi.
My friend tells the truth. I am a Jedi. Are you going to imply that I am lying as well?
Tonga buksha umenon. Kava volpamulsli. Kumanabak mulira. Juni yun tunjichi ay fatwana. Kava volpamujwe. Kumana.
Nobody here can compare with the racers you rode against on Terrace. You'll wipe every record from the books this backwater track.
Rundi hautonga tong kimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamul kunhungkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Lagoda na rinkis matona. Inkin slimo podona mulira chikun. Nova rundi hautonga kuhungkabi. Rundi hautonga tong kimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamul kunhungkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Jibedwana ni bobo. Tong nabung siya nunjang. Muchitito aki jijaku. Lagoda na rinkis matona. Inkin slimo podona mulira chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkabi. Lagoda na rinkis matona. Inkin slimo podona mulira chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkabi. Rundi hautunga tong kimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamul kunhungkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Lagoda na rinkis matona. slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova runde hautunga kuhunkavi kipejaona kinniko sendi. Nao punnek turang wangabula. Chila yun nao.
And? Sounds like you have something special. What do you want help with?
Labuda na rinkis maktona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova runde hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes.
That isn't fair! On Terrace, you had to give a cut to the swoop gang sponsoring you, but at least the rider got the higher share of the winnings.
Labuda na rinkis maktona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Labuda na rinkis maktona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi. Labuda na rinkis maktona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Labuda na rinkis maktona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Labuda na rinkis maktona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Labuda na rinkis maktona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Labuda na rinkis maktona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi. Wanga chona tizoras baftaze. Igatuk hakujijia. Niko ite manogra tonk. Rundi hautunga tonkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes.
Oh, hi. You another racer then? I heard someone new was talking to Mata. Always room for more, I guess. Don't know how much longer I'll be around here, but maybe we'll have time for a few races. You have to step up and do it to know anything about it. You'll understand once you post some fast times. Just a few years. I used to run down in the canyons, but nobody sees you down there. I wanted crowds. I've been told I am. I might go pro. I'm looking at some contracts, but that's between me and Mata. If there's anything around, it'll be at the Czerka store in their office in the center of town. Stock is scarce on this rock. Mata has some basic incentives for good times, which you probably know, but this is just an amateur track. The pro circuit is where the real credits are, but even that is hurting. I guess a lot of riders were on terrace. Hurried up, all right? I have things on my mind. Sorry, I've been here a few years, but only for the racing. Maybe ask over at Faza's club. The hunters get around. All right, see you around the track.
Rundi hautonga tong kimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhungkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabest. Lagoda na rinkis maktona. Inkin slimo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautonga kuhungkabi. Lagoda na rinkis maktona. Inkin slimo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautonga kuhungkabi. Rundi hautonga tongkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhungkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabest. Lagoda na rinkis maktona. Inkin slimo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautonga kuhungkabi. Innova mulirakin kunchikun. Mucha shag pangpa. Rundi hautonga tongkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhungkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabest. Lagoda na rinkis maktona. Inkin slimo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautonga kuhungkabi. Chupaka chonagarn totril titoki yumabogra. Chigudo kano pawa. Titoki gradug tangu tima. Lagoda na rinkis maktona. Inkin slimo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautonga kuhungkabi. Lagoda na rinkis maktona. Inkin slimo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautonga kuhungkabi. Rundi hautonga tongkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhungkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabest. Rundi hautonga tongkimba ng kongkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kunhungkabi. tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes ta jubayo kola wish tuchung watakuchu. Yukarel gratuk bograuna, bograti toki gratuk, chewe tongtima, lagoda na linkes matoma, inkin slimo podona mulera chikun, nova runde hautunga kuhunkavi. Matoma, Yinkin Slimo Podona Mulera Chikun, Nova Runde Hautunga Kuhunkavi. Rundi Hautunga Tonkimba Nankunkek, Wana Kumbes, Chimpayamuri, Kuhunkavi, Tuknen Tangjo, Kunne Mulirabes, Lagoda na Linkes Matoma. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun, nova runde hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba nankunkek, wana kumbes chimpayamuri kuhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes, lagoda na linkes matoma. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun, nova runde hautunga kuhunkavi. Motadahat rundi ik chawa tombola joniku. Yomawa mani boba lorda wishwanga shachi. Lagoda na linkes matoma, Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun, nova runde hautunga kuhunkavi. Lagoda na linkes matoma, Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun, nova runde hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba nankunkek, wana kumbes chimpayamuri kuhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Lagoda na linkes matoma, Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun, nova runde hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba nankunkek, wana kumbes chimpayamuri kuhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes. Laboda na winkis matona. Inkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi. Rundi hautunga tonkimba nankunkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamul kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes.
You again? I don't really feel like talking right now. I suppose you've got a right to know track business, but with the times you've been posting... You did? I don't believe it. I mean, I do, but I sure wasn't expecting it. I appreciate it, I really do. Now I can take my bike to the big races. There's not much of a circuit right now, but I'll be ready when it recovers. Hard to tell. I'll get some more runs here first. I need the practice. I have to top your time. Thanks again. I meant it.
Muchashak pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Runda di hotonga kun honkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tonking ba nunotak. Tukning chatukune mulerabes. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulera chikun. Slimo podona rundi hodonga ku hunkabe. Tolpa da pongwale kanduna gugu chukchut. Gabadum ku pelio botenya. Bonanai kuchu. Awaga boska chokola. Mucha shag panka. Takom jus dach miki grabar mogo. Kachi ita hodunga.
Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Terrace alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.